Okay, we're gonna get started. Oh, shut
Betty.
That really made a difference. Okay, so for everyone who doesn't know that beautiful face, tell us who you are with.
What's up? It's Elaysia Lea, 22 from Dallas, Texas. The best artist in this whole. What's up?
In the whole.
The whole world. Worldwide, baby.
So as an artist, how would you describe yourself as an artist?
I'm very eccentric. I would say very eccentric because I just like doing a lot of different stuff. So diverse. I love diversity. I love inclusivity. Like involving everybody in my work. How else would I
What's your favorite
describe
type of like work to do?
Damn, that's really hard. I don't do a lot of studio photo shoots, so I feel like my style changes all the time. So right now, I'm really loving studio work because I don't do a lot of studio work, and I like doing minimal sets, so you can really use your body and stuff, I guess.
So you're more focused on like kind of what you can do out of nothing.
Yeah, because I feel like a real artist or real creative, we always make nothing out of something. So something out of nothing.
Right.
So.
How long ago did you kind of get started being creative, so to say?
So I always went to performing arts schools growing up, middle school, elementary. Elementary, I went to school with Cindy Lanier in Oak Cliff. Then I went to Griner in Oak Cliff. So I always like had that performing arts, like wanting to perform or just being artistic. But like when I really started to do this was like right before COVID started. I got invited to do a fashion show. And I was like, what? Like, because I had never like walked or anything like that. And I never really wanted to be a model or anything. But I just knew I wanted to be creative. I knew I wanted to be an actress because I'm studying theater. So I know I wanted to do that, but I know I love fashion. I love bringing people together. You know, I just have different tastes, I feel. So when I got asked to do this fashion show, it was like right before COVID hit. That just opened my eyes, and I just found like a lot of like-minded people there. And so we just built and built and built. Even through COVID, I was still traveling, getting booked in New York. So going back and forth from there and doing that. So just meeting a lot of like-minded ass people. I feel like it's a good ass tip. When you get like-minded people, you're gonna fucking soar like crazy.
Because everyone feels each other. So
Yeah.
It's just like almost like a non-stop thing that kind of just keeps going and turns into this and turns into that. And yeah, that's cool. What would you say is your favorite part about being a creative?
That I could do what I want to do. Like I trust my vision, so I can just do it. And if y'all don't like it, y'all don't like it. But that's what I like about art. Everybody has their own perspectives on it, and I do respect everybody's perspective. So I feel like that's the best, that you can just express yourself. Because I know when I had the lowest moments in my life, that's when I had like the best photo shoots that I creative directed myself. So yeah, expressing.
Yeah, kind of bring, that's like, this is Dallas's main thing, is like self-expression. Self-expression dominates all. That's true. That's literally our like slogan, so to say. That's crazy. I forgot about that. But yeah, self-expression is important because without it, there wouldn't be so many individuals. I mean, there would be, but no one would know about it. So what are some ways that you feel like you kind of found out that you can express yourself in those ways? Like some of your favorite ways to express yourself?
Some of my favorite ways, I guess, I really just like helping other people. I feel like that's how I can express my love for the art, because I know like when I was starting out, some people didn't like want to work with me, but I never got like butthurt or anything. I was just like, that just motivated me. That just like motivated me to do my own creative stuff and like open opportunities for other people. So I feel like creative directing has definitely been one of the best outlets for me. Like out of all like the different stuff I put my hand in, I love creative directing because, like I said, I love bringing people together, and I just know how it feels to feel unseen or unheard. So I love to give opportunities to, like, so I got a clothing brand deal like last year, and I like basically put my whole like friends on that hoe. Like everybody came out, we did the shoot, everybody got to keep clothes, and everybody loved it. And it's just me seeing them like happy as shit. So I'm just like, yes, we can all do this together. There's enough money in the world for everybody to eat. Like it's literally enough room for everybody. So I feel like people really need to understand that. And I feel like I really look at the world bigger than some people. So I feel like that's how you can progress in like the industry. If you always have to think of the bigger picture. You can't just think about yourself a lot. So, yeah.
Was there a time where you didn't always know that and you kind of had to learn, or have you always kind of had this, I guess, outlook on the creative world?
At first, I was so like stubborn. Like, I was like, hell no, I am not reaching out to nobody. They need to come to me. Like, just being, naive and not seeing the bigger picture with a lot of stuff. So I definitely had to learn.
Kind of like stepped into a teamwork thing over and over again, where you realize like, oh, okay, like this is how maybe things get bigger or better, is when a lot of people come together. And then I feel like maybe did you like grab onto that and kind of just like run with it, or like what was your first thing creative directing?
My first creative shoot was the clothing brand deal I got in let me say it again. The first creative directing job, the actual job I had, was for a clothing brand called Eurocoma. It's based in Oklahoma, and they're the people who I did the fashion show for. So they reached out to me like 2 months after that. They were like, hey, can you send, they say, hey, I'm gonna send you clothes, like wear it on Instagram, like an influencer type of thing. But I was like, no, like I can see this brand going bigger. So I was like, they only sent me like 2 stuff, like a shirt and like some sweatpants. But I was like, I'm gonna get like my friends in it some way, somehow, like just with 2 items. So I told him my ideas for the shoot. It was like, what was that year? Cause I did like 3 shoots for them. But that first year was like karate. It was like karate theme or something. So like I got my friends together and I told him, I sent him my blueprint. I sent him like everything I wanted to do. He was like, oh my God, Elaysia. He was like, I'm going to send you the whole collection. So just him trusting my vision, that made me trust in myself. And that made me trust in my peers, So I feel like that's when I like learned, like, yeah, you need a team. Like you can't do everything by yourself. Because I am stubborn and I felt like I could do a lot of stuff by myself.
Do you feel like being in a creative world has kind of made you learn a lot of things about yourself?
Yes, it definitely made me learn that I'm really sensitive. Like, because I always was a hard body, but this creative world, it's just, because you're sensitive about your art. Like you put it out, you're like, oh, I want people to like it, And so yeah, I definitely learned that I was really sensitive, and I really am a tough girl. Like I took a lot of stuff, and I'm very proactive.
That's good. That's gonna put you in the right place for sure. What would you say your why is? Like, why are you doing all this?
I feel like, well, I know I'm doing this because I have a younger sister, and she's 9, and I want her, and she's she's pretty creative. Like I'm just seeing her, like she plays piano. She always makes her own music and everything. And that's when I started to get creative, or like when I was 9 and 10, because that's when I went to my first performing arts school. And in my family, we don't have any creative people in my family. Like my mom's side, they're from the country, like a small ass town. And then my dad's side is from East Coast in Pennsylvania, and they're like from a small town too. So I couldn't go to nobody about like my creative ventures, or I didn't have like a creative, I guess, role model or whatever. But I want to be that for her. So that's why I'm like, that makes me push, because I want to be able to not make it easier for her, but like have some doors already open for her,
Like,
so she don't have to.
She can do it.
Yeah, like I'm like just now, bro. She just be, I be taking pictures of her, and she just be trying to model and stuff. But I let her do her thing, and I just love it because I'm just like, wow, like I'm really that big of an impact on her. So I'm always mindful of my sister. I'm always thinking about my little sister. That's like my number one, like why for real.
So what do you tell yourself on days that are maybe a little bit harder to keep being creative or mind block or?
Y'all, be honest, it be hard. I have bad anxiety, and I'm a big advocate for anxiety and depression. And like I always say, there's always waves of depression. I feel like that's a normal thing. But how I control it, I don't think about the creative stuff. I usually go ground myself. I'll go take a walk. I have a backyard, has like a lot of trees. So I'll go back there, smoke me a little joint. But like, I just really try to get my head out of it. Like, cause I know I think too much, especially with something I love, which is like my career and stuff. So I just try to get my mind off of it and take a walk or something. Like that's been helping me.
Would you say like maybe seeing your sister sometimes helps because she is your wife?
Yes, every time I do feel sad, I do call her or I FaceTime her or something. Yeah, and she's so intuitive. She's a little Pisces. She's so intuitive for her age, so she like would know what's going on with me. It's crazy.
That's nice. I love that for you. What would you say is where you kind of see yourself? Well, I won't ask that question because I asked a similar question at the very end. I will ask what I see on your profile, your Instagram. There's a lot of like almost alienistic themed. What like is that something that you're kind of like more prone to, or is it just kind of like what's been happening lately?
I feel like it's just what's been happening lately. I go through different phases. Like when I first started, I was streetwear, but I knew I wanted to get out of that. Like I didn't just want to be typecast. So I did streetwear, and then like I think I have different alter egos. Cause I'm a rocker chick, I'm a bohemian bitch. I'm like, I feel like this is going on right now that I'm really into the alien type of things. Like, yeah. I just like outer world types, like just looking weird and different. And actually, like the white shoot I just posted that got published, that I was so proud of myself because I was not trying to do I was not trying to do that shoot at first because I was thinking too hard. But then I was like, fuck it. And then it got published and I was like, hey.
There you go. Dang, I had my question, but then I slipped away. This happens because I don't write my questions down. I just let it flow. But when y'all say something that kind of like throws me off guard, I'm like, I get sidetracked. So when you're working with people, what is like your ideal person to work with? Or what do you think is anyone's ideal person to work with?
A blank canvas. Like if I'm working with someone, I really don't mind because I feel like whatever the vision is, we can always tailor it. But I feel like everyone's looking for a blank canvas. Like, can you do more than one look? Can you do more than one type of photo shoot? Like, you have to be diverse. You got to be bendable. Yeah, you just got to be flexible. I feel like that's what everyone's looking for. That's what I'd be looking for. Like, if you can be bent, like, can you do this shoot? And then can I take you and do a whole nother shoot, like, later on? I just like bringing out different sides of people. Because when I did the white shoot with my homegirl May, she doesn't really do shoots like that. But she told me, she was like, every time I do a shoot with you, it's just like art. So that made me feel good. And that's how I want it to be. Like, I want it to be an actual like story, or I just want I want the dialogue to be like coming up when you see my stuff.
Who would you say you're influenced by?
You know what? I'm gonna be real. Like, I never told nobody this. Well, I told my homies know, but before I even started modeling, like in high school, I had went to Urban Outfitters and I had seen Taylor Nicole. I seen her and she had blue fucking braids. And I was like, oh my God. Like in high school, I was not like dressing the way I wanted to dress. I was so like I didn't, like just wanted to fit in type shit. But when I saw her with blue braids, a black girl with blue braids and her hair was shaved off, I remember like shaving my shit off. Like I have an undercut, like still. And I was like 16, 17 when I first seen her. I didn't even like talk to her or nothing, but I found her on Instagram. Like I'm over here blushing. I found her on Instagram like a week later and I just been following her ever since. So I feel like in Dallas, she has definitely been like a big influence for me. And when I finally like met her in person, she's really not that tall. So that made me appreciate her more because her picture, she knows how to elongate all the time. Like, and she's just so different and she don't give a fuck. Like, that's why I really love her. Like, she really don't give a fuck and she do what she needs to do. And like, I feel like that's like one of my biggest influence now. And then now that she does the earrings and stuff, and so just seeing her do the pop-up shops is so just inspiring and very motivating for me to get on my shit. Like, I'm like, Tay did that? Oh yeah, that's it.
Well, she's done this in Dallas interview, so you're already following her.
Yes.
So she actually did it in his building too, which is even crazier.
I love her.
That's awesome. I love that there's someone in Dallas that you can watch and kind of show you. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people in Dallas that are showing us, like, you can do it, bro. You can do it here. You don't have to go to LA. You don't have to, which no disrespect to the people that do, because that's their journey, that's their story. But I also think it's really cool that you can make it happen here.
Hell yeah. And then you can just travel out there. Like, that's what I do.
Left and then came back.
Yeah, she went to New York. She literally went to New York.
So crazy. And she came back and did it in her own city.
Literally. Yeah. Because I remember, because I watch her story religiously. So like she fucking went to New York and came back because, COVID and shit. And I remember she made a long post about like her pride and stuff. And I related to that shit. And she was like, her pride was shot down and stuff like that. And I just liked how she's so open too. And I'm just like, damn, like you can really do that shit. And I feel like that's a big ass misconception. And Dallas is getting big as fuck. So
it already, dude, it's getting crowded. It's like, really, like now is the time to kind of like get in, like wherever you want to get in at, get in, because like there's a lot of things that are taking off, a lot of things that are just like that have been undergo.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of people that have been consistent and stayed consistent, and at this point there's a lot of people that are just waiting on that click, waiting on that one thing to pop off. So it's like, get in and like go to work. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I view it, because people are starting to realize that teamwork is the thing. So like you can't do teamwork if you don't know people and you don't network and you don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy actually.
We definitely gotta support.
But it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's gonna almost be like in LA or like in New York or whatever, y'all can get out of my city, but it's fine. We'll take y'all. We'll take them. Are you from Dallas, born and raised?
Yes, born and raised, Dallas, Oak
Have you
Cliff.
ever thought about living somewhere else?
I want to, but I want to have my home in Dallas, and I want to be able to travel out to different cities for like months if I have to. Because at first I thought I was gonna move to New York, but a girl went out there when it was cold, and I was like, I don't think I can actually live here, but I love New York in the summer. I'm trying to go next month, so before I get too cold.
Right.
But I love LA, but I love the weather. I thought about moving to LA, but if I go out there, it's gonna be like for like 6 months type shit.
Gotcha. What are some projects that you really want to get done by the end of the year?
I have this project I'm working with Aaron Photography. We have a nice little project. It's very alien. It's literally it's literally like alien as fuck. Like, but I'm not gonna spill too much. Look at that.
Please don't. Please keep it till we
Right.
see it.
Yes, and I have another project for when I go to New York. It's gonna be one of my most vulnerable shoots, because I don't really post skin a lot, but as I'm getting older, I'm seeing the beauty of it, especially in photography. And this person I'm shooting with in New York, I really trust him to shoot me in this element. So I feel like it's just
all coming together.
Yeah, I feel like everything.
Constantly.
Yeah, bro. Like I feel like all the seeds I planted, I'm just looking at them hoes sprout. So
right, you're just picking up the bag now.
Yeah, I'm just really just trying to be calm because
I know that's what I would see when I was talking about earlier. Things are just starting to like, it's just starting to go like on go, and it's hard not to like pop out your seat and do this and that and be
Yes.
but it's also very important to remain level, because just like any other thing in you know, when you kind of do your own thing, it's entrepreneurship. So it's like, in a way, you have to remain level, because it's not always one way or the other, but it can always go up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was watching a podcast yesterday of No Jumper, and he was saying, Adam 22, he was saying that he was like about the spikes and stuff. He was like, whenever the spike goes up, you can't really just dwell on that. Like, you can't be like, okay, my next project gotta, you know, because that's how I used to be. But it's like, you know, you just gotta go with the flow. Like, if you're good, you're good. Like,
exactly. But like the thing is, it's like, well, they can't see my hand, but it's always gonna go up. Like, even if there is a down, it's a down.
Yeah.
Towards going up. So that's what's important to always like keep in your mind. Cool. Well, I just have one more question for you, and it is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And the most serious answer possible, because I'm coming back to film you in 5 years. And we're gonna see what you did.
Ooh, oh my God, bitch. All right, 5 years. Elaysia Lea, what the fuck are you gonna be doing? I'm gonna be in Dallas. Like, I'm gonna have my little house in Dallas or uptown, nice little condo. And I'm just gonna be traveling, doing what I need to do. I really want to be a working actress in the next 5 years. Like, I really want to be an actual working actress, getting paid. And because that's my main goal, honestly. Like, I didn't want to do modeling at first until my acting professor brought it up to me. And he was like, you know, like, he asked me, he's like, do you ever like thought about, like, have you ever thought about modeling? And I was like, no, the fuck, I want to be an actress. And I was not really into that. And he was like, well, you should, because it gets you more exposure for acting. And I've seen that. I've gotten some short films and stuff. Yeah, that's some stuff I have coming up too, like a short film. But just he pushed me out that shit. Like, he would not let me come, because we had to do a monologue every week. So he would not let me do a monologue if I didn't do a photo shoot. Like, he was like, you need to do it. And so I was like, yeah. So but my main thing is acting. So like, in 5 years, I really see myself being a working actress. But I still want to do modeling, of course. But I see myself traveling heavy. Like, the most serious answer, because I believe in myself that much.
Yes, ma'am. Cool. Is there anything that you'd like to say that maybe you didn't get to say, or anything that I didn't ask, or
don't let anxiety win. Do not let anxiety win. Do not let your thoughts crowd your brain. Let it go. It's okay. That's something I have to say to myself. But yeah, I think we're good.
Awesome. Well, I just want you to tell them how they can support you, since you do have a lot that you do. How can someone stay tuned and support you in your work? Like, what's the best ways?
Y'all, follow me on Instagram at Elaysia Lea. I'm on Twitter at Elaysia Lea too. I don't really be tweeting like that, but we can have a conversation. I'm on YouTube now. I'm back on YouTube. I got a whole team now. So Elaysia Lea, everything, baby. Just look me up.